Hey guys, this is Ken from JazTime.com, and today we'll be comparing the Rolex Day-Date 40 on a President bracelet with a silver dial. And the model number for that is 228238-SLVRP. And we'll be comparing that to the Rolex two-tone Submariner Diver's watch in dark blue. And the reference number for that is 116613LB. Okay, so we'll be comparing the prices, the dials, the bezels, the cases, the bracelet, the crowns, the movement, and we'll talk about where you can get this watch for the lowest possible price. Okay, so the pricing as of November 2016 for the Day-Date 40 on the President is $34,850 for retail. You can get it at JazTime for $25,200, or rather for as low as $25,200 with a big savings of 28%, $9,651. With the two-tone Submariner, it currently is running for $13,400 for retail, but you could get it for as low as $10,800 at JazTime.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and start comparing the dials now. So the dials, the President runs a nice, very nice silver dial. As you can see, it has a very nice property with the light, and it shines very nicely. It has Roman markers for the hour markers, and the date is displayed in full name at the top, at the 12 o'clock position. The hands and the hands are all in 18 karat yellow gold. There's no luminous on this dial. The date is located at the 3 o'clock position, and it has a Cyclops lens on top for easier viewing. For the Submariner, we have a maxi dial, which means that the hands and the hour markers indicated by the circular 18 karat gold fashioned circular markers, along with the index at the 6, 9, and 12 position. Those are 30% larger than what Rolex normally puts for their markers. And we have the date located at the 3 o'clock position, and additionally also has a Cyclops lens on top as well for easier viewing. The markers on the Submariner are luminescent for up to 8 hours. So the dial on the Submariner has extremely more readability than the President. The President, it just has these gold markers. It definitely shines very well in the light, but as time goes on, as this is a diver's watch and you want to be able to see your watch underwater, they add a luminescence to the hour markers. So let's just say you go to a party closer to the evening, you'll be able to see your Submariner's time as the time goes on if you're having it outdoors and such, because those markers will be very luminescent, and the hands are luminescent as well, so you'll be able to read the time very easily. Okay, so with the bezel, moving on to comparing the bezel, the President has a nice 18 karat yellow gold fluted bezel. Definitely has a very nice shine under the light. As you can see, it kind of glistens in different tones of light. And if you're to be wearing this in a car and the sunlight hits this bezel, it becomes like a disco in your car. It's very, very beautiful. The Submariner has not as much shine, but it definitely does have a good shine to it as well, and very reflective as well. However, the Submariner's durability on the bezel is much better because this is a blue ceramic bezel, so it's very scratch resistant. It is prone to bashing, prone to knocking it against a wall or something, and it can crack, and it's very expensive to replace, running you anywhere from $1,500 or more to replace the ceramic bezel. But it has extreme scratch resistance compared to the President's 18 karat gold fluted bezel, because the gold is much more malleable than metal, and it can get damaged much more easily. So that's something to keep in mind. Additionally, the Submariner has a 60 minutes graduated all around the bezel to check for elapsed time. Just to demonstrate that really quickly here, because this is a diver's watch, divers need to track, if they want to track how long they've been gone underwater, we can say it's somewhere between like 52 minutes or so. You can just move the bezel. It is unidirectional. It can only go towards the left. It cannot go towards the right. Just to prevent such things as tracking oxygen levels. You don't want to accidentally move the bezel backwards and then suddenly you're out of oxygen when you faster than you realize. So that's very dangerous. So they only made it unidirectional for divers. So now that the bezel is lined up with the minute hand, you can check how much time has elapsed. Once the hand moves, 10 minutes. The indicators are 5-minute increments of 5 and 10 and 15. For everyday people though, you can also track parking meters. So if you parked at a parking meter, you can just set that bezel to that minute hand and see how long you've been gone. So it's a very nice feature to have. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the cases now. Let's compare the cases. The case sizes, at first glance, the Submariners actually looks a lot bigger than the Presidents, but they're actually both the same size in diameter. They're 40 millimeters in diameter, and that's from my thumb to my index finger here, and that's for both of these watches. But you're probably thinking, well, the Submariner looks kind of bigger, so why is that? Well, that's because the Submariner runs a super case. What the super case is if you notice the lugs at the bottom and the top, they're a little bit thicker, a little bit more wider, a little bit thicker, and they have a little more weight to them. Additionally, the Submariner has crown guards for its crown, and those lugs are a little bit thicker than normal as well. So it adds more of a great feel on the wrist as it evens out with the wrist more, and it gives a nice beefier look overall. So that's very nice to have, unless you prefer the President's slimmer size. Okay, so let's go ahead and compare the sides of the case now in terms of the profile. So here we are. They're not too much different in terms of profile. The only thing I'd be worried about is the bezel being fluted. It can catch certain cloths and such, but other than that, they both fit very nicely. They both will fit very nicely on the wrist, and they will slip under suit cuffs or dress shirt cuffs very easily. So good choice on either of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the crown now. So crown located here on the right side. Both crowns are, so let me move these here. So both of these crowns are in 18 karat yellow gold, as you can see there. I believe the Submariners has a little bit larger crown, just a tiny bit larger, but not too much. And those crowns allow for adjustment of the date and the quick set date feature. I will demonstrate that really quickly here as well. So the quick set date feature that both of these watches have, very simple. They both have the twin lock double waterproofness system. And what that means is that this is a screw down crown in which you can unscrew and you adjust the date. So right here, after you tug it out once from the hand winding position, which is this position right here, this is the hand winding position, one tug, and it allows you to adjust the date. So you can see very easily, very quickly you can adjust the date, and this is the feature for both of these watches, so it's a very nice feature to have. Okay, so always make sure to screw the crown back into the case after you're done adjusting what you need to adjust. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the bracelets now. So look at obviously, the bracelets are very different. They both have gold to them though. They're very beautiful bracelets. This one is up to preference, but let me compare the differences of the pros and cons of each. So the this is the President bracelet here on the Day-Date 40, and this is a specific bracelet made for the Day-Date 40. It's called the President bracelet. It kind of looks like a Jubilee bracelet, but it isn't. It's made out of three circular kind of pieces. As I tilt it this way now, you can see they're like half circles. The Jubilee has 5-piece links, so the President's easily recognizable by that semicircle look and the 3-piece links. It has a nice 18 karat. The whole bracelet is made of 18 karat gold, and it has a high polish down the middle. So one thing to keep in mind, this is a very, very, very beautiful bracelet. Like just the whole thing being gold, being very shiny overall. But there's one thing that's really bad about this, and that is the durability. This bracelet will get very scuffed up very, very easily. The whole thing is gold, so you have to be very careful about what you're next to, and what you place your wrist on with this watch, because the bracelet will get scuffed up very easily, because with that gold being that very malleable metal, those scratches will show up very, very easily. But that's not too much of a worry, because you can polish those out. It's just something to keep in mind. Whereas the Submariner has a two-tone Oyster bracelet. As you can see there, the outer portion has a satin stainless steel 904L steel finish at the outer portion of it, while the center portion has this beautiful two-tone gold polish straight out through the middle. Once again, to keep in mind, that gold is malleable. It will get scratched, but it is very beautiful. Okay, so those are just something to keep in mind. But that's really that contrast from that high polished gold to that stainless, very durable stainless steel is just very beautiful. Okay, so let's compare the clasps now. So as you can see here, the clasps are extremely different. We do see the Rolex crowns here, but the President's clasp is actually called the concealed folding clasp. Concealed is, and look, where is the clasp? Besides the Rolex marking, you don't really see the main components of the clasp. Whereas a Submariner, you can tell exactly where the clasp is, and you can see that large clasp. So let's start with the President's first. The President's concealed folding clasp, and you can pop it open through the crown there. You can pop that open by the crown, and it's just a simple folding clasp. Very simple, very easy. Has a Rolex name engraved onto the clasp blade. Has a nice high polish on the outer portion, and overall very beautiful as well. And it's just a very easy to use clasp. It is hidden underneath the bracelet, so it's very nice. As you can see here, as I stretch the bracelet a little bit, it has a very nice symmetrical pattern all the way through. And when that sits on the wrist, it's very beautiful. Okay, whereas as Submariners, you can easily see where the clasp is. However, this offers much more security than a concealed folding clasp, because this is called the safety Oyster clasp. What that means is that this little crown here that holds the hinge pops open, and this is the hinge, and that's the safety portion of it, while the folding clasp comes in this part. This is the folding Oyster. Let me show you from the side now. So this is the folding Oyster that sits down, and then the security sits on top. So it's much more secure than that President bracelet. Same deal with this inner clasp though. Has a Rolex name engraved on the clasp blade. However, there's one feature I do want to point out though, and that's a feature here. And you're probably wondering, well, what is this feature? Well, you see those riveted insertions there? Well, this is called a glide lock extension feature, meaning that you can adjust the bracelet for 2mm increments for up to 20 millimeters of increase in the bracelet size. So this is how it looks when it's fully in. And here it is. All you have to do, pop it out and just slide it along there. Oops. There we go, pops out. And then you slide it along there. See, and that's how it is fully out. The reason why this is so great and this is so nice is because what divers kept in mind in the beginning, they wanted to be able to keep their put the watch over the wetsuit, so you could adjust the wetsuit adjust the bracelet to account for the wetsuit. But then if you think about it beyond that, you can be giving this, the Submariner as a gift, and what if the wrist doesn't fit the wrist size of that person? Well, traditionally you would just either take it to the jeweler, take out a link, or add a link, and that would cost you anywhere. Well, I know for full steel links they're around $200, $175 or $200 or so. It might be a little bit more with these two-tone links, but that's extra money that you're paying out just to have the watch size to the person you're giving it to, when you can just have this comfort extension link adjust, and it'll be much easier. Okay. Oops, holding that upside down. Okay. So we've gone over all that. Let's go ahead and go over the movement now. So the movement, of course, is housed in the case, and the case is that monoblock case, middle case with a screw down back case, or screw down back, which is this back portion here that actually screws the case in. And it's just also a very simple Oyster case. Okay, so the movement specifically for the Date 840 is a perpetual mechanical self-winding manufactured by Rolex in-house movement called the 3255. Okay, it allows for the hour, the minute, and the seconds hand. It also allows for the instantaneous changing of the date with unrestricted rapid setting. As you can see, as I displayed earlier, you can just adjust the date very quickly, very easily. And it also stops the seconds for precise time setting, as if you were to be adjusting the hand, or the second hand. As you can see there, the second hand is moving. You just tug that out, bam, all the way out. When the crown comes out, the hack movement, that second hand stops, and pushing it back in starts it again. See, very nice, very easy to use, and really it's an improvement over the 3135 movement, because they actually changed the escapement of how the escapement in the movement called the chronergy, and it has an optimized energy efficiency. So what that means is that this power reserve, as it has a 70-hour power reserve now because of that energy efficiency, and that's absolutely wonderful. That means you can set this watch down on a Friday, pick it up on a Monday, and it's still going. It's still keeping that time without you having to wind the watch over again. So it's a very nice movement. It is also COSC certified. It's also a superlative chronometer. What that means is that with Rolex, they have at the very bottom there's a text that says chronometer, and on the left of it, let me move that here, it says superlative. So what does that superlative mean? Well, it's actually Rolex's in-house screening for movements. After it comes from COSC, it goes through the Rolex in-house test, and they call it the superlative, which means that the seconds hand only loses 2 seconds or gains 2 seconds a day, which is very accurate timekeeping. So let's move on to the Submariners movements now. Submariners movement now. The Submariner runs the older version of that 3255, and this is the 3135 movement, also manufactured in-house by Rolex. It is one of the longer lasting movements, as it's shown in very many of their watches. It is a perpetual mechanical self-winding movement. Allows for the hour, minute, seconds hand, instantaneous changing of that date with a rapid setting. Same thing with the stopping the seconds hand. Has a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring for the oscillator weight. But the power reserve of this one is much less. It's 48 hours. Okay. Besides that, it is also COSC certified. It has a superlative certification too by Rolex. So this keeps it loses 2 seconds or gains 2 seconds per day. Okay. So now let me go ahead and show you these watches on my wrist. So once again, with the President, you have the concealed folding clasp there. That pops open. Okay, it snaps right in, very easy. Look at that. What a beautiful silver dial. Definitely pops against that gold. Look at that. The patterning of the bracelet with that concealed folding clasp. Absolutely, just absolutely elegant. Now let me go ahead and pop the Submariner on now. Okay, so with the Submariners, folding and safety lock. Very simple, very easy. But that two-tone, very nice, contrasting against the silver. And that blue dial, look at that blue dial. It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay. So when it comes down to which watch you'd rather purchase, it really just comes down to taste. Really, what do you plan on using this watch for? Do you need a more sporty watch? Do you need more casual wear, special occasion wear watch? I mean, if you really want to go all out, you want to be flashy, you would definitely want to show off your watch, and you just want simple timekeeping, go with the Date 840. That silver dial contrasting against the gold is absolutely beautiful. It has the simple trackage of time, and the gold really, that gold patterning just really is overall beautiful with a concealed folding clasp. Just look at that watch. If you're telling me this isn't going to be a head turner, I'd prove you wrong. Just look at that. And if you're looking for a more durable watch, a little bit more unique in colors, go with the Submariner. Look at that. Look at that blue. It's definitely very beautiful blue. That two-tone, giving a nice contrast there. That clasp has extra safety on it. Won't scuff up as much as a Date 840, but still overall very beautiful. Okay, but for whatever you decide, check out our website at JazTime.com. We offer the lowest prices guaranteed. We offer free shipping and a 1-year warranty. Okay, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Hope to see you guys soon. Have a good day.